Hi, my name is Tim Raines. I'm AWS's lead for security and compliance in EMEA. Today, I'm in conversation with HeleCloud, and I'm joined by Dob, who's the CEO of HeleCloud. Welcome, Dob.
Thank you very much for having me here, Tim. It's a pleasure and honor to be here and discussing security and compliance topics, which I'm sure are very important for all AWS customers. Pleasure to be here.
Great. Yes, security and compliance top of mind for AWS customers all over the world, particularly here in EMEA. Very interesting times. Let's start off. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and about HeleCloud?
Absolutely. So HeleCloud is a technology consultancy and a managed services provider that focuses on the AWS platform. We work with some of the leading businesses in Europe, and we help them establish secure, compliant, high-performance and cost-optimized solutions. And we also help them establish governance on the AWS platform. Quite often we engage with organizations very early in their cloud adoption cycle, and we help them establish a vision. Then we help them strategize for how to accomplish this vision on the AWS platform. We help them with cost benefits analysis, return on investment, total cost of ownership, risk benefits analysis as well. And at that point we become very technical. We help them with the technical architecture of the solution. We roll up our sleeves and we implement all the technical building blocks that make their architecture tick on the AWS platform. Security and compliance is obviously one of the areas of specialization for us, so we engage in a lot of security and compliance projects with AWS customers.
Very cool. So one of the topics that's top of mind for almost every customer I talk to in EMEA is the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. What are some of the challenges that your customers are facing with GDPR?
Indeed, GDPR is a common topic across the board when we look at our customers and some of the conversations and projects that we're having with them as well. GDPR is new in terms of the construct as it exists today, but at the same time, the data protection topic has been around for quite some time. The UK Data Protection Act was established in 1998, and as we all know, it is in close alignment with European Directive 95/46/EC, which stems back from 1995 as well. So data protection topics have been around in Europe for quite some time, and various countries have interpreted these topics in a different way. By and large, such topics sit within the legal domain, and GDPR as well as the EU Data Protection Regulation were legal topics which were addressed by lawyers around Europe and have been addressed by lawyers around Europe for the last 20 years or so. I think quite often the challenges that we see, though, and have been seeing for many years now, is how such legal topics are translated into technical implementation, into technical design and controls in place that are there to meet the legal challenges. And most of the time, it is really the guidance that organizations need for the purposes of converting legal requirements into technical design and implementation as well. And that's really a recurring topic for us, engaging with organizations to help them translate the compliance requirements that fall upon them into specific architecture and implementation that they need to do in order to meet them.
I'm hearing the same thing from customers, is trying to translate something from a regulation into security, compliance, mitigations, and controls is super challenging. What other challenges have you been hearing from the customers?
Well, besides GDPR, I think I would generalize here, and I would say that security and compliance is as I said, one of our specialization areas, and quite often we engage with organizations to help them achieve compliance in general. And yes, we know that data, the availability of data and availability of services as well as the confidentiality and integrity of data and services are very important for each and every organization that we talk to. They're important in various different ways. Some organizations have a lot more focus on the confidentiality aspects, whereas availability is very important for some of the mission critical applications that run on the cloud platform as well. Cloud is a relatively new paradigm, and although it's already a mainstream delivery platform for many organizations, others are still struggling to understand the security and compliance foundations of the cloud. So quite often we talk to customers, to AWS customers including, and we help them understand how cloud can help them build solutions which protect the confidentiality, availability and integrity of their data on the AWS platform. I think a sound foundation from a security and compliance perspective helps in various different ways. GDPR compliance is one of these ways in which organizations benefit from having a sound security and compliance platform, but many organizations need to comply with industry standards such as ISO 27001 and PCI DSS, for instance. And I would not consider GDPR in isolation from a well-designed security and compliance framework on the AWS platform that helps address various different compliance requirements, not just personal data protection as such.
So do you think that investing in GDPR for customers, they can actually leverage that investment in GDPR to maybe apply to a broader set of security and compliance obligations?
Absolutely. We always advise our customers to take a journey to establishing sound security and compliance, whereby they have the confidence that their data is secure and they've got the technical controls in place, that they have architected and engineered their solutions with security and compliance in mind, and only then to think about how they address specific security and compliance requirements. Having a sound security and compliance framework, having controls in place that address and protect their data and services in the cloud is then conducive to them being able to achieve various different security and compliance standards quite easily. Therefore, I would never suggest that organizations consider GDPR in isolation from any other regulatory or business compliance standards that they would be willing to adopt now or in the future as well. And I think they need to build their security and compliance to be future-proof as well. Having sound security and compliance is their job number one, and GDPR is obviously one of the milestones on the trajectory of them becoming secure and compliant in the longer run as well.
So you've mentioned a couple of benefits of cloud. How do you see cloud helping customers with some of the challenges around GDPR and maybe compliance more broadly?
I'll talk specifically about the AWS platform because that's where we specialize. When it comes to GDPR on the AWS platform, AWS has helped customers by publishing white papers and talking widely about how they can be compliant on the AWS platform. A lot of information has been published and made available to customers, as well as tools have been available to customers as well for the purposes of achieving GDPR compliance. I think it's also very helpful that AWS has engaged with the Article 29 Working Party and today provides EU model clauses for the purposes of customers achieving GDPR compliance by using European Union model clauses as well. I think it's also very important, and as I said earlier, GDPR is part of the wider security and compliance topic, and the AWS platform provides unparalleled visibility, auditability, and control for every organization and for every type of data. I think it's the natural habitat for personal data as well, and achieving GDPR compliance, given the security characteristics of the AWS platform, is far easier on AWS rather than on any other platform out there.
That's actually, I'm hearing quite a bit of that from customers myself. How do you think that HeleCloud specifically helps customers achieve GDPR compliance and, again, helps more broadly with compliance?
We have various different approaches when it comes to customers, and we normally let our customers drive the process, and we can engage in various different stages. Sometimes we talk to organizations that have established their presence in the cloud, that have established cloud governance and have got their security and compliance standards implemented and well understood by the wider organization in the cloud. And in that case, we would normally engage with such organizations to help them assess their security and compliance posture from a general perspective, but also in the context of GDPR as well, provide a gap analysis, and also make recommendations for remediation where that's appropriate. And for some of the well-established organizations in the mid-market and large enterprise organizations, that's typically the approach that we take for existing applications. At the same time, no organization today stands still. We see a lot of new applications and workloads being moved to the cloud. And for each and every new application and workload, we need to consider security and compliance and GDPR aspects as well. So that's why quite often it is not a question of us assessing the readiness, but actually helping organizations establish the security and compliance foundation through governance, architecture, and secure implementation of workloads in the cloud, and then obviously helping organizations manage these in a secure fashion on an ongoing basis as well.
That's very cool, because I know a lot of customers are looking for that kind of help specifically, so that's really good to hear.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us with our conversation with HeleCloud.